Welcome to the Champlin Ice Forum for Section 5AA Boys Hockey. Our second semifinal game tonight matches the Blaine Bengals and the Maple Grove Crimson, the winner to get Centennial in the section final. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, these teams split 2 regular season games. Blaine kind of woke Maple Grove up a little bit with a win the first time around over at Fogarty Arena before the Crimson bounced back and got them at Maple Grove.
Yeah, I really did. Coach Berglund said that was a real downer game in that loss, but, you know, maybe it was one of those blessings that woke them up. You know, Maple Grove's 7-1 coming in the last 8 games into this section right now. They're looking really hot. Blaine's been a little inconsistent, 6-4 coming in last 10, but the Grove seems to be the better team right now at the end of the season.
Maple Grove, a 20-game winner this year so far. Blaine coming in with 14 wins, but the playoff history has been very good for Blaine. They were in the state tournament a couple years ago. They've been in there 11 times. They just seem to always find a way at playoff time, and many times it's come at the expense of this Maple Grove program.
It really has. I mean, Blaine is Blaine. I mean, when it comes down to sections, for some reason, they just come alive and really start playing some big-time hockey, and they had a good night the other night. And you never know with this. You think Maple Grove is going to be the outside winner, but we've seen that before. So they're going to have to be careful. They're going to have to really play their game against the Bengals.
Talk about a couple of key players to look at in tonight's game, and we're going to talk about defensemen for both teams who also can get involved in the offense, starting with the Bengals and Lincoln Earn.
Oh my gosh, big and strong, very athletic, but real leader. They got some young kids playing on this team right now. The first game of the sections, he stepped up, 2 goals, 2 assists. That's a defenseman. You know, he plays great D, covers well, but he can really get on the puck when they need him to. And he's been a real leader for them, and he certainly showed it that first game. So he'll be a potent factor tonight that the Crimson got to take care of.
Maple Grove definitely has some firepower up front, but they are one of their leaders, no doubt about it, Jack Kelly back on the blue line.
One of my favorite players. This guy can do it all. Good defenseman, but I'll tell you what, he can grab that puck and he can do some amazing things with it. He generates offense. He's done a very good job getting over 30 points, a lot of assists. He creates things for his forwards, but he's also stalwart and back and can transition really quick and get them back on offense fast. And watch him. We will call his name a lot tonight.
A couple of young goalies will be in net tonight, a Maple Grove freshman and a sophomore for Blaine. We'll see who can stand on their head in this one tonight and get their team into the section championship. Stay tuned, it's Blaine and Maple Grove. The puck drops in a moment here in the 5AA semis on CCX Sports.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
And welcome back here to the Ice Forum as the Bengals, as the number 3 seed in their dark road jerseys, and Maple Grove as the number 2 seed in the home whites. That means Maple Grove gets the last change, but obviously we are at a neutral site here. One difference, though, is Maple Grove does play on an Olympic rink like this during the season, so probably something that they don't mind seeing at all, a game here on the Olympic size sheet, as you get a look at Ethan Heider, the freshman, in goal for Maple Grove. And see his numbers, nice goals against and a nice save percentage as well, as he gets the call here in this section semifinal, and Blaine also starting a young guy, Joe Daninger, the sophomore, getting the call for the Bengals as we get set to face it off here. Will Hillman and Justin Kelly, and we are underway. Blaine controlling it to begin this first period. Opportunity on their right side as they play it in deep now. Bengals looking to cycle the puck there back toward Hillman. Sent toward the front, and here's a shot attempt, and Heider has to make a stop very early on there. And another opportunity as the Bengals putting some rubber on goal early on in this first shift.
But Jordan Sinner here with a good opportunity here coming in. There's first mistake there. Rips one there, kind of a flutter puck. It gets coughed up again, and bang, he goes right back after it again.
Back out to the point off the draw, and a glove save there on that long shot attempt from Earn. As quick early 3 shots on net there by the Bengals, as Heider had to make a couple of saves after a couple of mishaps in the defensive zone.
Yeah, teams this close, you know, and skill and stuff, turnovers are going to be huge. And Maple Grove's made a couple of big gaffes here so far, and I think Blaine's going to put the puck on the net as much as they can.
And here's another one. Opportunity here. Save, and then a rebound knocked wide. There's an opportunity in front there for Max Bouch for the Bengals. Now pop back into the Blaine zone. Dylan Ron back to gather it here for Blaine as they've had a solid start here in this one. Now they break it up the left side, and the puck return here to Bryce Brodzinski, the talented sophomore. And of course, that's been a big name in Blaine hockey. Crimson get it back, though. It bounces off a skate and relayed to the Blaine line. They'll have to regroup here now, throw it on in, and Maple Grove's going to make a line change. Brian Brose up with it. Off the stick of West. And then that pass knocked down at center ice here for the Crimson and thrown on in by Matthew Jaglow. And picked up behind the net. Centering pass hit the back of the net, but they'll get another opportunity. Now back out to the point. Jaden Walsh, and that shot didn't make it there. And then Kevin Nygaard throws it to the corner here for the Crimson as they try and get their offensive attack set up. Coach Berglund brought up the fact that these teams don't necessarily like each other, so penalties, you know, could be an issue in this game. Obviously, you don't want to put your team down, but at the same time, things could get feisty at times. Bengals have to relieve the pressure here and sent down the rink, so we will get a draw coming up in the Blaine end here. No score on the board as you look at Joe Daninger, the sophomore for Blaine. Numbers not quite as good as Heider's, but you know, a guy that they have some confidence in and probably looking to be their goalie of the future too, you would expect.
Oh, absolutely. One of the difference between these two teams is Maple Grove.
Oh, and a bad pair him in front. Sorry, Deanna.
No problem.
That one was stuck in the skates of the defenseman there, and looked like Daninger saw it all the way though.
Well, Blaine, you know, puts 32 shots on goal, but they give up 35 shots on goal, so that'll have something to do with your goals against and your save percentage.
Gonna do this one again. Maple Grove got some, you know, some sophomore contributors, and they've got a freshman goalie, but really this is a very senior-heavy team.
No, they got 12 seniors on this team. They're very experienced, and the seniors have led them this year. They've done a very good job, and they've been successful. So.
Earn picks it up here, goes up the left wing side there to Nate Olson, and then taken back by Walsh here for Maple Grove. Walsh skating it through center to Huff. Sam Huff, talented forward for the Crimson, their top scorer this year. Taken behind the net by Earn. Now he gets the return pass here, and they come up their left side again. Hillman will send it in and head off on a change here. See some quick changes in this game, I think, as you want to get, you know, you want to cycle through your lines early to get them all out there and get an opportunity to see the ice as well. Brodzinski fan on the first pass, and that one hits the skate of Tyler Kostelecki as it was thrown at the net. Long pass there and a nice step up by Jack Kelly to break it up, and here come the Bengals with another opportunity, and the shot hits the outside of the net. It fooled a few fans as Bryce Brodzinski made the net move there, but it was on the outside. And then that bouncing pass to the point hops over the stick, and goaltender Daninger will have to throw it up the right side for the Bengals as they pitch it back into the Maple Grove zone there. Ryan Brandt back to get it. Heavy check thrown there as Max Bouch, who's a great football player, lowered the boom. Opportunity Maple Grove. Here's the shot. It's off a skate though. Never made it to the net. As Jarrett Camerata lined it up. Camerata picking it up here for the Crimson. He'll float it to the corner, and they will get a line change. Kelly at the point. Now it comes back to center, and he'll pick it up. Throwing it across here to Walsh. And they relay it on in and finish this change. Ern's pass bouncing off the stick there of Brodzinski. They'll regroup and go again here as Dylan Ron sending it ahead, and able to pick it up is Cal Chester. Chester way in deep and played well there and pinned to the boards by Tyler Borsch. And now Maple Grove breaking it out, but Blaine has 3 back. And they're able to break up that rush and just chip it back on out. Walsh will track it down here. No score, first period. Maple Grove and Blaine in the Section 5 AA semis. Top seed Centennial had no trouble with Anoka, winning 6-1 in the first semi. So they await the winner of this one. And obviously a huge rival of Blaine and somewhat of a rival with Maple Grove too. They've had a lot of history playing regular season and playoff games. All 3 remaining programs have been good hockey teams. Oh, and it's out front. Bounced away from Justin Kelly there for Maple Grove. Kelly takes a hit, gets the puck deep there to Trevor Kukkonen. Now Kelly trying to get it back to the point. Blaine's being aggressive though, whether it be in the offensive or defensive zone, and throwing the body around a little bit.
Well, tremendous pace in this game right now. Maple Grove's now recovered. They got off to a really bad start, Jay, and they're playing way better now.
Intercepted, and Chester up with it. He's going to throw it in. They needed a change pretty badly there, and Heider will stop it for the Crimson. Leaves it for Tevin Nygaard. Ern breaks it up at the blue line. And chip right back to center. Ern will throw it ahead again. And this one is offside here against the Bengals. Or excuse me, icing against the Bengals. There's a look at Todd Berglund, and you know, you could tell talking to him that he feels pretty good about his team. If you know, if they play well, he likes their chances in this one, and he likes what they've done this season. He said we've been working our systems. We've been generally pretty consistent. He pointed out a couple of games that he wishes they could have back, and one of them was the loss to Blaine. He didn't feel like they played their best hockey in that one.
Well, and he's feeling good too. This past few games now, they've had everybody healthy. Nobody's out. They were starting to work as a cohesive unit as they've been trying to put the lines together since the beginning of the year. That's why he feels confident in their chances right now.
I'd have to say they maybe came out a little jittery in this one, though, or just credit the Bengals for being ready to go from shift number 1 on. There's a look at Chris Carroll now in his 3rd year with the Bengals. He was an assistant at Bethel prior to that. That's where he played his college hockey, and he played high school hockey for the Roseville Raiders. So he's been around the North Metro area for a long time, and 3rd year with Blaine. And of course, they were in the state tournament a couple of years back, and as I said, have made 11 trips. Shallow angle shot there for Brodzinski, missed the top corner.
Well, the one thing here too, you know, Blaine was a lower seed, so they came in a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They got nothing to lose. The pressure right now is on Grove. It always is on the higher seed.
Well, and I also think that you know, extremely senior-heavy team can be kind of a double-edged sword. It's a good thing in a lot of ways, but I think it also, you know, you have the guys knowing when you're a senior that it could be your last game. Sometimes, you know, makes you grip the stick a little tighter, I think.
I would agree with that, but I love the way they recovered, and that's a senior experience coming through.
Camerata back out to the point. Kelly's shot goes wide. Jack Kelly, that is. And the Bengals able to flip it up in the air and get it on out of there. Boy, even just possession of the puck is hard to come by. Nice stick work there, a nice head on his shoulders to keep that play going there for the Bengals by Stephen West.
Well, the Bengals have set up, they're really working the neutral zone big time. They have a trap going. They've got 3 guys back, if you'll notice right now. They're not letting Maple Grove get out of there and bang. Every time they get a neutral zone, Dave, they bang it right back in.
Yeah, they've played a good disciplined game. They haven't, you know, haven't taken chances when there's been, you know, any kind of little pressure on them or whatever. They're not afraid to just lift the puck out or do what they need to relieve the pressure. And speaking of relieving the pressure there, they did not do it the way they wanted to, though, and it's an icing call. Will bring them back. And you know, if you're under a heavy pressure, and icing isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you don't want to do it too often unforced and give up offensive zone draws.
Absolutely. You don't want to be a defensive weapon.
Here's Walsh shooting the tip in front. Oh, it nearly cost him right there. Daniger scrambling to see it after the puck hit something on the way in. Crimson trying to double up and get it back here. And Walsh wasn't quite able to keep that puck in. It came into his offhand, and he had to quickly maneuver the stick around to the backhand side. Another look. Best chance for Maple Grove so far right here.
Another quick shot off the point. Look at Justin Kelly there. He's right in the crease, just creating havoc.
Dump back in for Maple Grove by Sam Huff. Now a tip try out front, but that one knocked down. A puck bouncing ahead and controlled now by the Bengals, Will Hillman. Their sophomore second line centerman throws that one up and over the net and onto the glass. Huff up with it here for Maple Grove. Sliding it across to knee guard, and they'll bang it in. Kukkonen giving chase. Bengals up with it here. 8:10 to go now in this first period, and no score on the board. Not a lot of great chances. Maybe one apiece, I guess I'd say, but Blaine has been out shooting at Maple Grove.
Oh, yeah, Maple Grove's starting to exert themselves a little more, too. I like the way they're getting the Bengals spread out in the defensive zone by getting it on one boards and bringing it all the way to the other side, and it's just spreading Blaine out. But, boy, anytime they get close to that slot, the Bengals are right there, 3 guys right there, not letting them get a clear shot on net.
Banked ahead, but intercepted and thrown back in by Walsh. Gross back to pick it up here for Blaine, and then it gets away, and quickly back the other way come the Crimson. Kostelecki, Tyler Kostelecki puts it out front, backhand pass, and a goal. What a play. Riley, it'll be Camerata who will get it. As the unselfish play in front, you really couldn't have faulted if they'd taken that shot, but knew that Camerata was coming too, and he will get the tip in for the Crimson.
Oh, this Camerata, Kostelecki, and house line has been red hot. They had a great game in the quarterfinal. Look at the passing coming across here. All 3 touched the puck. I think it's buried by Camerata, and they all had points in the first game, and just a nice play. I think this goes to what Coach Berglund says. They're coming together, you know, and it's Kostelecki's a sophomore on this line, so beautiful play. Crimson up 1-0.
Camerata will get his 14th. House and Kostelecki should get the assist. And I said, very unselfish play by Hunter House there, too. Oh. He receives the puck about 6 feet in front of the net. You really couldn't have said anything to him if he shot that puck, but he realized that Camerata was with him, and he gave it to him, and he gets the goal. And that's the type of plays you need to win playoff hockey games.
Absolutely. I think House would have got a little irritated, Camerata, if he hadn't buried it, because he's right there.
Oh, and another one for the Crimson. They put it up front, and Kukkonen pops it in. Well, they didn't rest on their laurels there as they got another quick opportunity and bury it. Only 22 seconds after that first one as the sophomore Kukkonen will pump it in, and it's 2-0 Crimson.
Well, there are 2 sophomore Ks there, Kostelecki, and now Kukkonen comes out of the corner. Now watch this pass coming out from behind the net here. And Kukkonen right on it one time as it shelves it. Gets it past the D and into the net. Denninger never had a chance. He never had a chance on that one. What a beautiful, 2 really beautiful goals by the Crimson.
Justin Kelly with that great backhand pass to set him up right there for the Crimson. See if there'll be a second assist on that goal. But a 2-0 Maple Grove lead after Blaine had started very nicely. But now the Crimson looking to attack again. House takes that directed puck. Kelly will get the lone assist on that second goal. So those goals 22 seconds apart, and Maple Grove leads it 2-0. Back out to the point and floated toward the net. Jack Kelly, though, intercepting it there for the Crimson. Cannot get it past Earn, though, at the point, and now the Crimson away with it. Jack Kelly, the defenseman, will loft it into the corner here and then head off on a change. So Maple Grove Now the defenseman falls, gives him a chance here. Thrown on net by Jaglow. Maple Grove didn't panic after, kind of being back on their heels a little bit, and they come up with a couple quick goals in a row here. We'll see how that changes the way this one goes. They seem to be free-flowing a little more here now, too. Saunders back to pick it up for Maple Grove. Walsh relaying it around and then dumped in by Lysing for the Crimson. Ooh, and a big open ice hit, but it's going to be a penalty call coming up on Lysing. Let's see what we'll get him for here. It's going to be a rough. I'm with you, Dan. At first glance, anyway, I thought it looked like a clean hit.
Yeah, Mr. Walsh is not happy about that call. I don't blame him. I thought that was a clean check. But again, here we go. Sometimes if it's too much force on it. But watch him come across. Okay, there's a good stop there. And then you got your head down. Bang. Well, that's a case of a small guy against a tall guy, Jay, I think, with the elbows there.
Stelzel was knocked down. And so Blaine will go to the power play. And they've got a pretty good power play. So see how this one shapes up. They trying to get back into it.
They're cooking at 37%, which is phenomenal. 25% is good. They did a really good job here.
They relay it all the way around now to Brodzinski. Earn is up top on this power play. His shot was blocked. Nice job there by Nygaard to get in the way on that one. Now back to Earn as they'll regroup and get started. Blaine could really use one here after seeing Grove get a couple in a row. Jack Kelly back to it, trying to hammer it on out. And it will trickle back to center. Earn to pick it up here for the Bengals. 5:10 to go in this first period. 2-0 Maple Grove, but Blaine on a power play. Pass dumped across. It bounced a little bit. Oh, Kelly's going to get a penalty now, too. Jack Kelly, and this could be a 5-minute. Here's the shot up and over the top. And Blaine, an extra attacker on now, so they're going to get a two-man advantage. Earn's going to let them, Maple Grove, touch the puck is the plan, but they're not touching it. And now they will whistle it down, and this will be interesting to see. This is going to be just 2 minutes.
Boy, I haven't seen one of those calls in a long time. That's basically taking more than 2 steps into the hit here. We'll see what Kelly does here coming through. Well, he did stop his feet, but okay. Okay, 5-on-3. Maple Grove's going to get tested here. A little look of concern on Coach Bergen's face. I understand that.
Off the draw, shot, and Heider will make the stop, and they little battle in front. And Kelly was obviously hurt by the fact that the Blaine player, ended up with his back to him there. I can go with that penalty more so than the first one, actually.
Well, it's interesting. Coach Carroll talked to us earlier about that second game when they lost to Maple Grove, and he said getting down 2-0 early really kind of stopped them back, and they worked their way back in the game. They got the same situation here, and now they got a golden opportunity to start getting back in the game.
Still 40 seconds to go in the two-man advantage as well. Earn putting it out front, looking for the tip. Walsh gets to it for Maple Grove, but he can't get it out, but it takes a good bounce for the Crimson and then dumped down the rink by Kostelecki. Manager will stop it here. Earn sending it ahead. Bengals dump it on in. Walsh will get there. Comes back to him. Walsh picking it up and unable to get it out. I think he got a little too confident there in getting the puck out. Puts it out front and a stick save by Heider. First penalty is about to expire. Maple Grove now down 5-4. And that one hits the outside of the net. Golfed that and chipped on out. Maple Grove needs to get a change here. So they've killed off the first penalty. Still about 50 seconds to go in the man advantage. A nice pass ahead. Maple Grove caught. Here's a shot. Heider to save the rebound. It bounces on top of the net. Oh my, bad break for the Bengals there. That one could have landed in the net. Instead, it winds up right on top of it.
Well, good initial save by Heider here and right there, but he gives up a big rebound right back to the shooter and bounced over him, and lucky he got on top of that net.
Well, Maple Grove Borsch was out there, but I'm not sure who the other defenseman was supposed to be, but they weren't there yet. And Huff was trying to help out back there defensively. They really gave up an opportunity with it would appear to be a slow change or maybe some miscommunication.
Yeah. Well, it was that long pass coming through at the far blue line, and nobody was covering over there.
And Crimson able to clear it out. So far, so good on the PK with a little help from that puck that fluttered onto the top of the net. Blaine trying to get it going here late in this power play. Gross throws it across the front, but it's going to be chopped right back out. And they will have to regroup, and not much time remaining in that second of 2 consecutive penalties to Maple Grove.
Well, they got an 80% kill rate, which is really good, but considering it was a 5-on-3, they did a really good job.
That one floats in, and Hyder able to make the grab here, and the penalty is over now. So Maple Grove is killed off. That's huge in this game. Blaine was a pretty golden opportunity to get back in it, and not able to do it. They got really the one good chance, but other than that, had difficulty getting their power play set up. Maple Grove did a good job of getting to pucks. And here they come on the rush, 2-on-2. Pass out front. Nice break up there by Dylan Ron. So they try to get it back to Huff. Justin Kelly got the pass away. Now back down deep. It goes by Huff, but Kukkonen will be able to get to it. Leaves it for Huff. And knocked away, and the Bengals come back up their left side, and that shot is tipped. It's way up in the air, gloved and dropped there by Borsch. Under 2 minutes to play now in this first period. A 2-0 Maple Grove lead, although Blaine had started very strong in this game. Get to the red line and dump it on in and make a change here to the Crimson. Ahead to West. And then overskated. West gets it right back, throwing it over to Brodzinski. Shoots one wide of the net. Pass dropped off. They can't get it out, and a shot, and Hyder directs it to the corner off the stick there of Mick Reinerson for the Bengals.
Boy, the pace in this game, Jay, is just fabulous. I mean, it is really up and down.
Here's a drive and a big save by Daniger, and then the rebound knocked wide by House. Camerata picking it up. Drops the pass off to Walsh. Walsh out front. House trying to jam at the rebound, and then it's swept wide by Walsh. House did a good job of getting out front, creating havoc, and then he had a rebound opportunity. Under a minute to play in this first period. Ron with it. He'll hammer it into the corner here for the Bengals. Walsh back to pick it up. Camerata now leading the rush. He had the first goal of the game for Maple Grove. Ron controlling it.
Maple Grove has done a real good job of breaking out here in the second half of this first period. They're getting out at will. The only time they had trouble was when they're killing the penalty. And it's really made a difference for them.
Yeah, it's a team with some speed. They should be able to get out, against most teams. Here's a pass out through neutral that Earn gets a piece of.
And now you can see the adjustment that Maple Grove made to that trap situation. They're flying a wing on the far blue line, and that forces the guy to get way back, which takes away from the gaps.
Ron controlling it. Under 5 seconds to go in the first period. Picked up here by Huff. Huff will tee it up. I don't think it would have counted anyway as the buzzer sounded. And we have reached the end of one. It was a good start for the Bengals, but nothing on the board. And then Maple Grove pumped in 2 in a 22-second span and then killed off a 5-on-3 again. So our score after one is Crimson 2, Bengals nothing. We'll have more hockey here from the Champlain Ice Forum on CCX Sports.
Color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent, thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back here to the Ice Forum. A young fan watching this one here on the Maple Grove side. 2-0 Crimson after one as we take a look at our highlights from an eventful and fast-paced first period. Maple Grove, here's their first goal, and great passing across there. Kostelecki to House, over to Camerata. And then they didn't waste any time getting another one as Justin Kelly wheels out of the corner, and with the stick down ready for it was Trevor Kukin, the sophomore, and he pumped it in on a great feed from Kelly. Made it 2-0. Here's the first penalty taken right there by Maple Grove. A little bit of a high hit maybe by Carter Lysing. And then the second penalty right here is Kelly called for a charge. So they had to kill off a 5-on-3, which they were able to successfully do. This was the closest Blaine came to scoring right there. Hyder the save on the first one. The second one lands on top of the net. And late in the period, Maple Grove was really flying. They get a few more chances after they had scored those two goals. Camerata leaving it for Walsher. He fires the tip by House and the rebound by House. Yanninger making the stop there for the Bengals. You see the shots? Blaine with a good start, still ended up with a slight edge in shots, and we pegged the scoring chances at about even overall. Although Maple Grove had the only two goals, and then they took the only two penalties of that first period. We will come back with our second period of hockey here on CCX Sports. Maple Grove 2, Blaine 0, our score.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Welcome back. Taiwan Pickford and Brad Davison, even Maple Grove hockey fans, the two Mr. Basketball finalists right there from Maple Grove. So bringing students and athletes from other sports out here to watch this section hockey as well here. We'll have Maple Grove Osseo boys basketball for you live on Monday night as well on CCX Sports. So Maple Grove and Blaine will drop the puck for period number 2 here in just a moment. It'll be interesting to see at the beginning of this period. It was Blaine coming out pretty solid to start the game, Dan, but Maple Grove, you know, kind of after getting those 2 goals especially, I thought kind of started to take things over a little bit more.
Oh, they really did. Started dominating, started taking over neutral ice, and really exploiting Blaine, forcing their defense down low and got in tight for some good shots and ended up being goals.
So here we go in this second period. Penalty boxes are empty. Dumped into the Blaine zone and bounces back toward the net. Good hustle to get to it there by Justin Kelly for the Crimson. Kelly carries it down and interchanges there with Kukkonen. Kelly gets it back, throws it out front, but it's taken away by the Bengals, and here they come on the rush. Will Hillman carrying here. Olsen going to the net, and the tip goes wide as Hillman got it on his stick. Sent back into the Blaine zone here where it's picked up by Jordan Sinner. Long pass onto the tape of Olsen. Olsen carrying it in. Missed the net with that one. A long carom all the way around. And the redirect there. And then slapped across the front of the goal mouth. Crimson unable to get it out that time. And now Jack Kelly back to play it for Maple Grove as Blaine finishing a change. Up the right wing side here for the Crimson. Camerata, a shot. Knocked down off the glove of Ganninger there. Tipped in front and goes wide off the stick of Kostelecki. Crimson get back to it. Camerata. His pass knocked down and almost taken directly the other way. Nice pass ahead. Here's a shot. Ooh, and just fought off there by Heider and then thrown on net again. Boy, Nick Reinerson got quite a bit on that long wrist shot after he reached out and caught this pass right at the blue line. This one was a tougher shot than Heider was expecting, I think. That one really handcuffed him.
They did, but he had good position on it and stayed outside. Then they came back and came to the shot from the other side. But, you know, Heider got tested right away in this period. I think that's the third shot already that Blaine's had on him, and they got him back in the game fast.
House coming back to get it here. Chopped away. A penalty coming up, though, on the Bengals. As the stick was chopped out. Going to be a hooking call.
Mr. Bausch doesn't think so. He thinks the Maple Grove player took a dive here, but it got hooked up in there. House coming through and just enough. Anytime that stick gets in any questionable area, they will call it. We've seen that over the past 4 years, Jay. So Maple Grove coming on the power play, which is clicking at about 28%, which is very good.
Hammered right up the middle and out for Blaine. Heider will come back to stop it. So first power play chance of the game here for the Crimson. As Kelly carrying the puck here. Jack Kelly and then stops. He's fooled his other guys up front there. Huff picking it up here for the Crimson. Huff's pass, tip, but it gets back out to Camerata. Back to Camerata here. Across it comes to Sam Huff. Huff challenging, fires, but missed the net. Camerata to it. And then the pass gets away. And it will be Jack Kelly retreating to pick it up here for Maple Grove. Minute 10 to go in the power play for the Crimson. They lead it 2-0. Both goals coming within a 22-second span in the first period, about midway through. Huff. Pass deflected. Now they get it back over to Justin Kelly. Slides it through, but tied up in front was Borsch. Back to the point. Jack Kelly around for Huff. Huff shooting and sails it over the net. And that one's going to ring all the way out.
That drives me absolutely wild. Nice setup and everything, and then they get a great shot set up, and you got to hit the net. You're on a power play. Don't miss it and then have it ring out.
Bengals able to pick it up there, and Max Ulan throws it out. 25 to go in the man advantage here for Maple Grove. Jack Kelly flipping it in, and they're looking to change and thrown on out of there. And ideally, you shouldn't really need to dump it in on a power play, but that was the case there. Here comes Huff trying to get one last rush started. Huff putting it out front.
Beautiful.
Oh, and a great save, and then the rebound over the top as Ganninger scrambles to get to his feet. And now whistle sounds as two guys wind up in a pile behind the net. We're going to make a penalty call right here.
Oh.
And it's going to be on House. And I'm not sure, was this one for something he said after the fact?
It is. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct.
As House, you see getting knocked down, and he obviously said something to the referee. Oh, right there.
Well, it looks like he
started to slam a stick, and it came at the feet of the official there.
Imagine there'll be a word or two from Coach Berglund on that. Well, the way the Bengals have started this period, Jay, they've really come out and played a lot more aggressively, I think, and of course cost them on a penalty kill, but now they got a golden opportunity.
Comes out front, here's a chance, oh, and Heider robs Hillman. Beautiful chance for the Bengals. By all account, it looked like it was going to be a goal, but not quite. Ethan Heider makes the stop.
Ninth grader comes across, and Hillman's all by himself in front. Just comes right to him. He's got an open net there. Rips it, but Hayter coming across just did a great job getting that glove on it and denying.
Saw how quick the glove was, even in slow motion, how close to the net Hillman was there. Now they look for the tip out front, and that one was just wide as Bouch had his body out front. Bengals looking to get on the board here after the penalty taken by House. Walsh up with it. It deflects wildly. Heider was trying to figure out which side of the net it was coming out on there. And a nice stick there to break that one up as Kostelecki got a piece of it, and now he picks it up. Chance for a 2-on-1, and it's thrown out front. It's a little behind and deflected away from Kukkonen, and here come the Bengals back the other way, and no penalty there as the Bengals get into the zone, put it out front. It comes right back there to Brodzinski. And back to the point. Across. Brodzinski will pick it up. And this one is going to be a penalty as Kukkonen took a man down in front, and he's going to go for a trip.
Got that stick in play. Got that stick in play, boy, I tell you what, they're calling it. It's the second one. They let one go here, but you see that stick coming all the way across and the hip, too. It actually looked like he got a lot of hip into it, but once he got that stick going, boy, 2 consecutive penalties. They got to kill it. Another 44-second 5-on-3 here for the Blaine Bengals. This will go one of two ways, Jay. They can score and get back in the game. But boy, if they kill this off mentally for Blaine, that's going to be a tough one. Looks like Coach Berglund has agreed to disagree with the referee there.
Well, really, and when you get down to it, the penalty on Kukkonen you can accept, but it's the unsportsmanlike that probably bothers you because it really led to the other one, you'd have to say.
Yes. Yeah, that great take. Exactly.
So another 5-on-3 for the Bengals. They had one in the first period and were unable to cash in. They almost had a goal a moment ago as Hillman was robbed by Heider. Now a puck bounces away. Borsch is going to be first to it for Maple Grove, and he was slashed. A penalty coming up on the Bengals. Brodzinski getting back into the play is going to take a penalty here. Extra skater on for Maple Grove, and Bengals have still not gained control of the puck. It hit a skate of theirs, but now they will, and we will get our penalty call going against Blaine's Brodzinski for a slash. And when you're already up 2 men, you know that they're probably going to, play this one closer to the vest on you a little bit.
Now laid the lumber across the hands there, and and he did it again. But Maple Grove played it very smart there, Jay. They held on to the puck and would not give it to Blaine until that first penalty was already out. So now it's 4-on-4, and they'll get about 43-second power play at the end of this thing.
Huff getting to the front. Huff fires. Ooh, and that one just fought off.
Boy, you don't want Sammy Huff getting that open in front. Boy, he can shoot the puck.
Well, and here's where a 4-on-4, opens some opportunity here for guys on both teams, but Maple Grove maybe more so. Borsch back to pick it up here for Maple Grove. And it comes loose. Heider has to reach out, knock it away. Then the centering pass hit the back of the net. Jack Kelly up with it for Maple Grove and got it away to Huff. Huff weaving his way toward the blue line. Maple Grove wanting to finish a change, so he'll just chip it in.
Smart play by Huff there. Did a really nice job. And now, as time's winding down, hopefully their first power play will be ready to go. Everybody rested.
Picked up here by Camerata, carrying it in, stick handling to the front. Danager tried to cover it, it got away, but Camerata kept giving chase, and now picked up here by Justin Kelly. He shoots. And into the body of Daninger there, makes a nice stop as we have just a couple of seconds, 3 seconds left in the 4-on-4, and then Maple Grove will get a mini power play here as you get a look at Justin Kelly's attempt.
Kelly comes across good, and he gets a good opportunity and just rings it. He had a nice first game. Had a goal and a couple assists for the Crimson in that first section game.
Yeah, both teams really kind of breezed through their opponents in that first round. It's a bit of a top-heavy section this year, no doubt. The top 3 teams, I think, are clearly better than those below, as is often the case. But opportunity here. Maple Grove's to full strength, so Blaine shorthanded and carried in deep to kill some time there by West. Thrown ahead now for Huff. As you said, they got him off and then get him rested for a power play, but he swings and misses on that one and then sent down the rink. Hyder will leave it for Jack Kelly. Kelly leaving it back for Huff. Throws it right back to the left side there to Kelly. He'll send it down toward Justin Kelly. Back out it's going to come. And now Blaine's penalty is over, so we are back to 5 skaters aside. Brodzinski will join the play here. That one knocked down, and Maple Grove will pick it back up again. Camerata backhands it in. Controlled here by Will Hillman. Thrown ahead into the Maple Grove zone. Now Jack Kelly is back to play it for the Crimson. Circles around behind the net and leads the rush out. Kelly over to Kostelecki, and now thrown on net. Pad save. A long rebound. House, though, had his stick tied up. Couldn't get a shot away, and then House threw a heavy check. Comes loose. Kostelecki had it, lost it. Brodzinski up with it. Kostelecki chopped the stick out of Reinerson's hand there. Maybe fortunate they didn't throw the arm up on that one.
Yeah, that's usually an automatic penalty if that stick gets let go.
Kostelecki coming up with it here, and he is knocked down, as you might expect in a playoff hockey game between 2 teams with some history. Things getting a little more physical as we go here. Walsh picks it up. House gaining possession, throws it across, but a nice read there by Earn to break that one up. Back into the Blaine zone it goes. Still 2-0 Maple Grove. That was our score after 1. No goals yet here in this second period. 7:40 to go in the middle period. The winner gets Centennial for the section title over at Aldrich. Carried on out here by Jaglow. Jaglow carrying it in the zone. Puts it out front. Ooh, and a nice stop there. Daninger, I mean, there wasn't a lot of room to work with for that tip in front, but still they got one on goal, and Daninger had to be ready.
Well, nice play here by Jaglow coming through. Now watch, he'll get it up to Leasing, and good opportunity for a score there coming out of there. Maybe he could have gone behind the net if they were thinking and maybe catch him by surprise, but nice play by Jaglow. Never giving up on it.
Yeah, and Leasing did what he had to do there. There was no more room to do anything else. Just get that tip and see if you could create a little havoc, a rebound, maybe bounce it through the 5-hole, but it was a good job by Daninger to be ready for it. So Maple Grove circling back, Nygaard to pick it up here. Gets to the center and dumps it on in. Justin Kelly will track it down in the corner here for Maple Grove.
Yeah, Maple Grove's speed here is really starting to show itself quite a bit.
Thrown behind the net and a battle for it there, and Huff wins it. He puts it out front, and Kelly could not direct that one on net. Now Huff picking it up again. Circling out high. Huff to the front. Now shoots, and a nice block by Earn. And that one went out of play before bouncing back onto the ice. So we will get a face-off coming up in the Blaine zone with 6:42 to play here in the second period at the Champlain Ice Forum.
I see Huff coming around here now, and to see the defense kind of zoning in on him. They know that he likes to shoot, and Lincoln Earn just kind of stayed with him and blocked it. And Huff might have been a little bit better served by finding somebody in front of the net. There was a guy a little bit higher in the slot that was open.
Tipped out. Let's see if this will be an icing call against the Bengals. It will. And we will head right back into the Blaine zone for a face-off here. Coach Carroll said you know, his team, as we talked about, the game that they lost against Maple Grove was when they gave up a couple of quick early ones. He was happy with the way they fought back on that one. They got within a goal a couple of times, but just didn't end up, with enough to pull it out. But there's one goal here, and they'll get right back in it.
Oh, absolutely.
That one pushed wide of the net by Hillman. Big check thrown there. We could hear that one up here, that's for sure. House picks it up for the Crimson. Nygaard, and penalty coming up against the Bengals. This one might have been a retaliation a little bit, perhaps. Let's see what we get for a call. Going to be a high sticking call going against Jordan Sinner. Yeah, there it is. He got it up right in front of the Maple Grove bench.
I bet he did.
And there's where, we talked about there's going to be some times when it's tough to keep your cool for either team here when things get physical. And that time the high stick taken. Maple Grove's the power play, and Huff's shot goes wide. Camerata will pick it up. Camerata circling behind the net. Leaves it for Jack Kelly. He's pressured out high. And the pass gets away. Picked up though. Now here's an opportunity, and sailed over the net by Huff. He has not been able to find the range here.
It drives me absolutely wild when it comes out of the zone there because of your shot. That hit the net.
Jack Kelly carrying it here. Floats it to himself. Circling behind. And bring it across. Huff plays it down low. Camerata looking over, and Borsch had it bounce off the back, the blade of his stick as he was turning to try and retrieve that puck. Huff leaves it for Justin Kelly, and that shot goes wide. Jack Kelly pinching in to pick it up. Camerata.
Now Maple Grove's trying to be a little bit too fine picky here, and just quit trying to, hit a corner or something like that. Just get it on net. You got enough guys in front.
Back across. Jack Kelly shooting. That one is blocked and knocked down. And Heider, a little decision as Brodzinski was going to be the first to that one, but he was heading off on a change. Now a long pass ahead to Camerata. Camerata weaving over, and a nice stop there. As fresh off the bench was Kostelecki. Nice vision by Camerata to get it to him. Pad save, big rebound. Nygaard then sliding it across. Camerata shooting, and that one goes wide. Still 10 to go in the power play. Crimson have put some pressure on late in this power play. House back out high, and that one deflects wide. Camerata up with it. Kostelecki, penalty is over. Blaine to full strength. And that one deflects up and over the top. And Sinner at first was going to head to the bench, and then they said, no, stay out, stay out. He had a long way to go, though, to really get back into play.
Absolutely. But you see, started shelling Kostelecki here. Nice shot. Got it right on it. And there was an open door right there, and he just hesitated. If he would have gone top shelf, he might have got it in the net. Then coming back again, it's deflected. Yeah. Blaine did a good job of deflecting some shots there.
Yeah, and Daninger made a couple of nice stops definitely as well there for the Bengals. So they do a good job with an important killer. I guess they're all important in this 2-0 playoff game, but that one, I don't think they want to fall behind 3-0 in this game. It'd be difficult to come back from. They're still very much in it right now, but.
Well, considering the lack of offensive time they've had inside the Maple Grove zone, I mean, right now, Maple Grove's dominating this game.
Nygaard shot knocked down, then the follow-up try sails wide off the stick of Lysing. Back out to the point. Nygaard, defenseman still without his stick there, forward. Hewlin there trying to pressure him there for Blaine. He blocked that initial shot and it knocked his stick away. Battle for it along the wall and finally tipped on out. Nygaard stepped in to break that one up and finally able to get off there is Max Hewlin, who had no stick for a good 30 seconds. Back out toward Nygaard, but intercepted, and here come the Bengals back the other way. There's that errant stick laying right in the middle of the ice as well. And trying to put it out front was Nate Olson, but the Crimson take it away. Fluttered into the corner there by Maple Grove's Jaglow. Bengals quickly counter. Hillman will chip it in and give chase. Fight for it along the wall there. Jack Kelly stepping in to break up that pass. And Jack Kelly comes away with it here from Maple Grove as we approach 2 minutes to go in the second period. Still 2-0 Crimson. 2 goals midway through the second period, or first period, excuse me. And then this one slams up into the crowd, and afraid this one may have hit a fan. It's in an area where there's some children, I think, too, and from the reaction of folks around them, it looks like somebody might have taken one pretty solidly there.
Oh, that's too bad. Got it. Well, Blaine's made a little change up now. Now that they're done with the penalty kills and all this, they're going back to that zone trap, if you notice, Jay, in neutral zone, and we're beginning to stop Maple Grove, who was coming out real clean on their breakouts. All of a sudden, they were kind of shifting that trap again and got a couple transition plays there in the last minute.
See players from both teams. A lot of these guys know each other, obviously, and they're kind of looking into the stands with a little concern there as well. I'm not sure if we maybe are going to hold up the game briefly, so somebody must have taken a puck and led to some injury. I think we are going to resume play, though, here. And the Bengals control the draw. Hammered on into the Maple Grove zone. Ryan Brandt there to play it, and they get it out. House throwing a check. Now Blaine back the other way as West carrying it left side. West firing, and Hyder makes the stop right on that crimson crest on his jersey there as West tried to go short side on him there, and Hyder was back in his net quite a ways there, but able to fight this one off.
Well, the angle was a little tight, but he kept on it. But you know, he's still stuck on that post now. And as the player gets closer, that's where he should be. But they kept it to the outside. Nothing in the slot where he can get a good look at the whole net.
Kostelecki to House. House making a nice move to his forehand, but then the shot blocked. He gets it back, though. House looking out front. Jack Kelly coming down from the point, fires, and Daninger tried to glove it, but it got off his glove. Now they try to sneak it in along that short side as we go under a minute to play in this first period. And Maple Grove generating a chance there late on the rush, and nice job by Daninger, who's done a solid job. I mean, obviously the 2 goals were pretty much impossible for him to stop. He's made some good saves.
First one was 2 good passes with 5 feet in front of him where he couldn't make a stop getting to the other side. The third one was, second one, I don't even think he saw it. I mean, he was screened by his own defense on that shot by Kukkonen.
Crimson getting it out to center. Here comes Kukkonen. Kukkonen forced wide, though. Pretty good job angling him off there by center. But Maple Grove still dangerous with it. Justin Kelly. Chopped, but not out here as Jack Kelly will get to it. Throws it out front. It bounces around Justin Kelly, and the pass is tipped just wide. Now he throws it out front again, and Huff is denied by Daninger. Unselfish there, maybe too much possibly for Kelly, as Kukkonen was coming on the left post here, and he tried to get it to him. He's all alone, it looks like. His stick was briefly free, and you could see why he thought that was going to be a better opportunity, and it just didn't quite work out. As a good back check, I think it was Sinner who got in there to help to break that up.
Yeah, real nice job by Sinner coming back, and good back check and helping out his goalie.
West carries it into the Maple Grove zone. It's chopped back out. Earned back to it first for Blaine. Under 10 seconds to play now in the period. Blaine trying to get one last opportunity, and that shot deflects up off the ceiling, I believe, and get a face-off coming up in the Grove zone with 2.6 seconds to play in this second period.
Well, I tell you, the other part of this, too, is Maple Grove's defense is so mobile, especially to Kelly. I mean, we were talking before the game, and they're just keeping everything outside. You know, they're not getting anything in the slot at all.
So we will come to the end of period number 2 here, and no scoring in that second period. So Maple Grove will carry a 2-0 lead to the third. We will come back with second period highlights and then the third period here on CCX Sports.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
And welcome back here to the Ice Forum in Champlin. Maple Grove leading Blaine 2-0 after 2 periods here in our second semifinal in the Section 5 AA Boys Hockey Tournament. Here's some highlights from the second period. No goals to show you, but definitely some action. Oh, tremendous save right there by Hyder. He absolutely robbed Hillman to keep Blaine off the board. And there's a penalty taken by the Crimson right there, and that was the second of 2 in a row that put them down 5-on-3. But then Brodzinski took a slash there to even things back up. Huff firing, and that one fought off by Daninger for the Bengals. And then here's an opportunity as a little flip pass comes out front from Jaglow over to Lysing, but he is stopped. And another pretty good attempt there. Long rebound, and Nygaard just couldn't quite control that bouncing puck, or that one would have been a really good opportunity. End up passing it away. And then West firing not a real great angle shot, but he got a lot of rubber on it. And then tested again a little bit late in the period as well as Daninger, but he was able to stand his ground. As we get to see, Maple Grove is now leading in shots, so they obviously have kind of flipped the game from the early part of the contest, and much more penalty-filled second period, 3 on the Bengals and 2 on the Crimson. So overall, we've seen 7 penalties taken and no power play goals yet. We'll drop the puck for the third period in a moment. The winner gets Centennial in the section title game.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
And welcome back as we get set to drop the puck for this third period here. A 2-0 Maple Grove lead. Still anybody's game. Obviously, Maple Grove, I think, played a very strong latter half of the first period and a strong second period. They've had the better of things, but obviously in playoff hockey, that doesn't always translate. They've got to come out just as hungry as they have been, throughout this game. And Blaine, I think, you know, if they just can get one, no matter how it happens, whether they get a tip in, whether they get one off a skate, however they get it, they thought they were going to have it probably on that chance for Hillman that was just absolutely robbed by Hyder in the second.
Well, I'm sure Coach Berglund reminded him of the last game they played where they were up 2-0 and oops, guess what? Got tied up. So in the last 17 minutes here, the Bengals are going to be playing for their lives, and they're motivated, and they have the capability of putting 2 in pretty dang quick. So this is still very much we don't know who's going to win hockey game yet.
And with the lead too, you have to stay aggressive but play smart, and that's always the fine line. You know, you want to keep doing what got you the lead, but you don't want to do anything that gives them the other team a chance to get back in either. Here's Huff dropping it back to the point to Borsch, and he'll slide it back down deep. Kukkonen beaten to it, and here come the Bengals trying to break the puck out, but couldn't quite do so. Justin Kelly trying to free it back up there. He drops it back to Borsch at the point now. Flings it into the other corner. Earn is going to get there for Blaine as he leads the rush, and he'll flutter one in on net. Hyder stops it there. Borsch swinging it around. Now Camerata will dump it into the corner. Gives chase. Camerata throwing a check there, trying to free that puck back up as they finish a line change. And it comes over near the Blaine bench, almost got caught up in a player heading off right there. House able to get control behind the net. House looking, turning, and then got checked just as he was about to let a shot go. Now chops it all the way through. House has had a good game. He's been noticeable out there on a lot of shifts. Now it's Nygaard controlling it here for the Crimson. The defenseman coming down from the point. Leaves it for Walsh. Walsh shooting, and that one deflected up over the top of the net and hits the stick that's laying there. And the Bengals able to clear it. It's off Walsh's stick, and West trying to get to it. Walsh has got a long reach, though. He's a tall defenseman and was able to get that stick back into play after having a little bit of a mishap to create a possible chance there. Walsh turns and relays it back into the corner and then took a check. Nygaard and get it up back out to center and lofted back in over the head of Hyder there, and Walsh will gather it. Gets the pass ahead to Huff. Huff into the circle, fires, and that one goes up and over the top. It comes back to him. Huff slams on the brakes, had it knocked away. And then dump back out. Kukkonen fresh off the bench, plays it across. Jack Kelly. Back across it comes now to Brandt. And then tipped into the Blaine zone. Sinner slamming it around the wall. Jack Kelly throwing it wide of the net. And first to it is Ulan for the Bengals. He's all alone though for the moment. Gets in, fires, and that one knocked down, and it comes back to center. Blaine has to touch up there, so couldn't play that puck immediately. Over to Kukkonen on the left side. Took a check, but fought through it, although couldn't maintain control. Nice interception by Justin Kelly. Kelly throwing it out front, and it's going to come all the way back out to center. Brandt picking it up.
Well, Jay, you called it. You know, you said you got to lead. You got to still be aggressive. And I'll tell you what, Maple Grove is being very aggressive. And I figure they want to play the best defenses down in the Blaine end. And they've done a real good job. Their forecheck's been effective. They've created some opportunities and really shut down Blaine when they've getting a couple rushes.
And I think that's one of the things that, you know, with experience comes the ability to close teams out too. And you know, you talk so much about getting a lead and all that, but you have to be able to maintain leads in playoff games especially. I mean, obviously in the regular season you don't like to give up a lead, but it's not really the end of the world. Well, in the playoffs, you know, how you can finish teams off is as important as getting a lead, really.
Well, with the schedule they played, I mean, they've beaten Hill Murray, they've beaten Minnetonka, they've beaten Duluth East. I mean, and done a good job in the Northwest Suburban. So this is a good experienced hockey team. They know how to play the big games.
Turnover there, and Blaine coming back. But Maple Grove, and it's an offside play anyway there. Maple Grove did a nice job getting back, although they did turn the puck over around the circles in the offensive zone. And then an offside call heading back the other way. So 13 minutes to go here in the third. It's still 2-0. Maple Grove scored twice within a 22-second span of the first period. I guess at that point in the game, if you had told me it was still going to be 2-0 this much later, I'm not sure I would have believed you. But the chances have come at times, but goaltending has been strong on both ends.
Yes.
Chopped away from West. Now Earn sends it ahead. Both players missed the puck. And there's Walsh again with that long reach to get across and break that one up. But the Bengals get it back briefly. Huff took it away, throws it, and it gets out to center. And now Borsch will send it into the Blaine zone. Kukinen's going to be there first. Kukinen getting the pass away. Here's Justin Kelly getting his stick free. Sliding it back out to the point. Borsch down low with it. Kukinen across. Oh. And all alone there was Jaglow, but the goaltender Daninger able to break it up. Pass knocked down, but Brodzinski now carrying it up that right side for Blaine. West controlling it. Battle along the wall as Bouch is tied up. And Walsh comes away with it.
You know, if you watch Crimson, they're supporting each other so well. I mean, Walsh was holding the blue line, so the forward came back and played defense. In their own zone, every guy's got their guy. They're pinning him on the boards. They're really taking away space from the Bengals so they can't operate.
Turnover, Jaglow putting it out front, and then the shot trickled wide off the stick of Saunders. Jaglow hasn't had, a ton of shifts, but he's definitely made an impact when he's been out there. Jaglow racing after it here. And now the long pass onto the stick, and Max Bouch will chip it in as the Bengals change up. Turnover force there, thrown out front, slammed out of there. And they come up with it again. Here's a shot that whistles wide. Another one thrown the other way. Brandt will get to it first for Maple Grove. Brandt gets it over the center line and dumps it on in as the Crimson finish a change here. Dylan Ron back to play it for Blaine. Chester will dump it in for the Bengals. Borsch is there first. Shielding that puck away. Camerata will send it around for Jack Kelly. Blaine coming hard with the forecheck. Maple Grove back on their heels just a little bit. House would have been offside there, so he wisely held up. They throw it back in. It gets past Daninger. Sent around behind. Oh, and then that pass caroms wildly off the back of the net. Brodzinski's pass intercepted by Camerata. Camerata to the circle, shooting, and a save by Daninger. Bad turnover there for the Bengals. Kelly a shot. That one didn't make it through, but now he gets it right back. Jack Kelly shoots. It goes wide. Controlled by Kostelecki. To Borsch at the point. Nice pass to Camerata. Camerata shooting, and a save by Daninger. Then he covers up, and then House was lurking, and the Bengals ran him over to make sure he couldn't have an opportunity.
Well, this line's been the best line for the Maple Grove Crimson. Not even close. They have played tremendously. Camerata and House and Kostelecki have just been putting pressure on the Bengals the whole time. They're moving the puck between each other so well. They get into open space. They don't let the Bengals cover them. They stay open and create space for themselves, and it's made all the difference in the world for them. They've done a great job today.
They're giving Daninger time to get the mask situated there before we drop the puck. 9:46 to go here in the third. Still a 2-0 hockey game. Maple Grove with the lead. They're the number 2 seed. Blaine is the number 3 seed in the section, but as we talked about earlier, they split 2 regular season meetings. Huff trying to win that draw. Now Borsch will get it back for Huff. In the circle, it got off his stick as he tried to find Kelly. Bouch carrying it here for Blaine. Turns the corner and tried to sneak that one past. Now Borsch controlling it. Kelly. And Huff tipping it over to Kukkonen, leaving it for Huff. Back toward Jack Kelly, had to circle back for it. At the point, Jack Kelly will relay it around. Nice job there to not try and force a shot attempt and maybe get it blocked and head back the other way on a rush.
Yeah, but Kukkonen was wide open in front with no Blaine defense down the slot there. He might have been able to sneak a pass through, not necessarily a shot, but what surprised me, Jay, is Blaine. It's good to see that their defense is weak, and they're letting Maple Grove in way too tight and way too close on their goalie. I mean, Danager's played a good game, but boy, I tell you what, they're making this life difficult.
Floated in here by Dylan Ron. And it gets by. A race for it here. House and Earn battling. Earn recovered. The stick pops way up in the air. Lincoln Earn lost it and then gets it right back. Kostelecki. They throw it out front and jabbed on out of there, and Jack Kelly will pick it up. Kelly turns and that one deflects way up high. Out of play. We will get a face-off here with 8:15. Everybody looking up at the ceiling for that one.
You don't have to look up too far in this building. It's got a very low ceiling, and we've seen this happen a number of times. There's always a few whistles because it hits the rafters in the ceiling, but boy, we saw another opportunity where Maple Grove coming down the slot. The guy stands, and he gets an open slot, and nobody knocks him down. Blaine's got to be more physical in front of their net. They're just letting the Crimson run through there like it's their own home.
Knocked down, but puck picked up here by the Bengals, thrown toward the net by Stone Stelzel there. Now Walsh controlling it. Gets it to Jaglow. Check thrown there. They've done a better job of not allowing Maple Grove to break the puck out as easily here in this third period, but still they're the team behind. They need to generate some offense and haven't really been able to do it. That one will come in, and Heider decides he wants a face-off instead of taking any chances there. So 7:36 remaining in this one, and for Maple Grove, I mean, you wouldn't mind if the rest of the period just kind of went like this, with relatively uneventful. Just back up and down, continue to eat that clock up, continue to run through your lines.
Yeah, well, there's nothing that Blaine's been doing to make Maple Grove change the basic game plan they've been using. Probably with about 5 minutes left, I'd make sure we got 3 guys back at all times. But Maple Grove's defense, as I said, has been outstanding the whole game. They're just not giving Blaine anything in front. It's all outside and bad angles.
Huff spins away from a check here, leaving it for Justin Kelly. Spinning out of a check there, he went down. Kukkonen throwing a hit. Now here's Kelly out of there with it. Justin Kelly putting it out front. Tip, but it didn't quite get out. And he got a nice job to keep it in. Yep. Kukkonen. Now Maple Grove heading off on a change. Kukkonen looked up and it's like, where'd all the guys in white go? Earns pass, deflected to center, and then they got it ahead. Brodzinski putting it out front. Nice back check though by Jack Kelly. Just able to break that one up. And he will float one down the rink here, and it will be icing on the Crimson. He definitely avoided the rafters, but didn't quite get it on goal, which it looked like he might.
Well, again, Jack Kelly got caught out of position here, trying to maybe hold the blue line, and still he got back into the play and prevented that pass from Brodzinski over, and saved the goal.
Well, that's kind of a good example too of what might be a possible mistake at one end, but there's no time to hold your head down. You got to or scold yourself. You got to just jump back in and make a play to stop things at the other end.
Well, make up for it. Get back and support your teammates who are supporting you, and that was the other part of it too. They really support each other well. And
Kostelecki throwing it in deep. House throws a hit there. Rolls back to center. Camerata sending it back in. Sinner picks it up and will throw it into the Crimson zone off the glove of Jack Kelly. Under 6 minutes to play now. Pass bounces and the Bengals able to come up with it. Obviously Blaine's still very much in this, but they've really shown no sign of being able to put a lot of pressure on Heider, at least so far.
Once that puck gets in the hands of the Maple Grove D, it's basically over. And I'm wondering if maybe Jack Kelly's going to maybe get one more rest, and then they're going to keep him.
Nearly gave it away right there, but he's able to pick it back up. Looking left side with it. Onto the tape of Saunders. Thomas Saunders putting it out front. Jaglow couldn't quite get a stick on it. And then picked up nicely by Lysing. Lysing out front. Oh, and a great stop there by Daninger as he denies Jaglow. If it gets to 3-0 there, it's probably over. Here is Nygaard picking it up, carrying it in, but they're offside. And then Nygaard got hit, and there's going to be a penalty call coming against Dylan Ron.
Yep. Boy, no nonsense there by the ref. He immediately called it, did not waste any time.
They did him for a slash.
Some of the fans here disagreeing, but boy, bad time to take a penalty here for the Bengals. They've been working so hard to get back into this thing with only, 2 goals down.
And it was, basically as the play was over, I'm guessing Ron, kind of considered the shot to be late, but I didn't really feel that. It was called offside here. And just a little bit of a chop, and down he goes. And third period of a playoff game, you might possibly think about letting that one go, but
I think the difference there was the stick. If he would have just stood up and hit him with the body, kind of nudged him or whatever, wouldn't have been a big deal. But when he hit him with that stick.
So Maple Grove with a power play chance here to try and put this one out of reach. Camerata coming up with it here for the Crimson. Here's Jack Kelly. Huff to the top of the circle, fires and missed the top corner. Down low to Camerata. He'll give it to Borsch, returning it to Camerata. He'll shoot that puck, and it comes free. Puck still loose, and Blaine able to loft it out. Daninger thought he had it, and it just came trickling out. Here's Jack Kelly, smooth skating defenseman leading the rush here. Passes it to himself down in the corner.
He's got that move down well. That's the 3rd time he's used it.
Huff carrying it across in front of the blue line there. Putting it back for Justin Kelly, and that one deflecting wide. Huff picking it up again. Now down low with it. Return for Huff, and that one, the Blaine defender got in the way and got a stick on it as West reached out and flicked it, and it goes out of play. It'll be a real last touch though by Blaine, or excuse me, by Maple Grove, so it comes outside the zone for the draw.
You'll see a good play right here. Camerata gets one trying to get a short side. It slips down. He thought he had it in his chest. It actually slipped in between his right arm and his chest and slipped out.
40 seconds to go in the Maple Grove power play. They are protecting a 2-0 lead, though, so even just 2 minutes coming off the clock isn't a bad thing. I guess they'd like to score, but back out to Walsh. He'll slide it across for Nygaard. Tees it up, fires. That one hit skates and never made it to the net. Bengals trying to clear, but there's House to break it up. And now the next opportunity, Sinner sends it all the way down. 10 seconds to go in the power play, but time is definitely Maple Grove's friend right now. Just over 3 minutes to go in the hockey game, and they lead 2-0, and they miss on the long pass there, and it's going to be an icing call against the Crimson, despite the best efforts of House with the dive.
Yeah, not a good play. At this point, don't do that. I mean, now you got to face off in your own zone. 2 seconds left. If they get control of that face off, they're going to get their 5th player back out there. And now they're in your zone, all set to go.
Penalty time is over, so Bengals back to 5 skaters now. Down 2 goals, you might be thinking about, pulling your goalie earlier than normal for the Bengals. Back to Justin Kelly, and that shot sails up over the top. First, obviously, they have to get the puck and get it in the Maple Grove zone to even think about that. Stand on try there by Justin Kelly. Played back down deep. 2:35 to go. Bengals trying to get a rush up ice here. It gets away from West. And Huff able to relay it back into the Blaine zone. Jack Kelly Floats it out to center, so the Bengals have to touch up here. Borsch picking it up for Maple Grove. Throws it to the Blaine line. Now here comes Lincoln Earn, trying to get things started for the Bengals. A lot of traffic near the blue line. Gets it into the zone. Still no move to pull Daninger. A little bit surprising.
Yeah, down 2 goals.
Thrown out front. Hyder a pad save there. Now they are calling Daninger to the bench. Minute 40 to go. Still 2-0. Puck loose. Coming out of there with it is Brodzinski. Brodzinski putting it in the slot. Turnaround try and sails wide from Hillman. Throwing back as they've got those guys out there together, the 2 talented sophomores. Here's West.
Well, their top 3 scorers are on the ice right now, and I would assume next whistle they'll probably call a timeout to give them a little bit of a rest time. But
floated out, a race for it here. Bengals win that race. Bank to center. Here's West. Thrown out front and tipped away. Under a minute to go in this one. Maple Grove still a 2-goal lead. Blaine trying desperately to get something going. Almost intercepted by House, but Brodzinski sends it ahead and they carry it in, but not for long. Chipped ahead. Here's Camerata with an empty net. He shoots, no good. He was taken down. A penalty coming against Blaine. And now it will be whistled down, and we will get a slashing call against the Bengals with 38 seconds to go. And Camerata's asking for a penalty shot. I don't think they're going to grant it, though, but he's throwing it in there anyway. Earn is going to go, and he's not very happy about it. Another look right here.
oh, he got the wrong guy. They should be getting Hillman. Hillman threw that slash. Oh my gosh. Either way, I mean, between Irvin and Hillman, I mean, the top 3 scorers, both of them. And they're going to the timeout now. But, oh, man, this puts Coach Carroll in a very tough situation. He's got to put his goalie back in. Face-off's in his own end. He's lost the extra man. So we'll see what he comes up with here. Maple Grove has played a very smart game tonight. They've done what they do well. They didn't get shook up in the first 5 minutes when Blaine came out really dominating them, I thought, Jay. I mean, there was a couple opportunities there that they could have been up 1-0 real easy. Settled down, started playing their game and exerting their will and using that speed that they have and smart defensive play. And that's been the difference so far for them. And it bodes well for them as far as the next game, too, against a very good Centennial team. You know, if they get there, obviously, with 38 seconds, you know, it's a better than a good bet. So they'll continue to play smart. Now, Blaine just didn't quite have enough. They never got anything generated after that first surge in the first period in the offensive zone. And their defense let Maple Grove in way too tight on their goalie, who I think that has played a very good game. Daninger?
Off the draw here. Crimson able to control it. Back to Walsh. Throws it on net. Daninger directs that one to the corner. With only a half minute to go in the game. Walsh will slide it across to Kelly. Daninger's heading to the bench. So Maple Grove is a power play, and they have an empty net to shoot at, but they don't need to even shoot necessarily here. They can kill some more time. Long pass ahead. Here's a shot at the empty net that goes wide from Kostelecki. And then thrown toward the net, but stopped by Hillman. Thrown out front. Here's a chance and a goal. Kukkonen will put the icing on the cake for the Crimson.
And that is all you wrote. The proverbial dagger to end it all.
Empty net power play goal with a couple seconds remaining, and Maple Grove is going to advance to the Section 5 championship.
Just some really good fortune here. Nice unselfish play. Who was it? Was that House? But Kukkonen getting the opportunity, and he puts it as Kelly everywhere. Got him in the pass out front, and he puts it away, and that's the old ball game, and they will advance.
So the Crimson pumped up as they score a victory here over Blaine. A shutout win nonetheless as Hyder gets some congratulations, and they will advance on to play Centennial for that section championship. And I thought you said it well, Dan. Maple Grove, did what they do well. They played a smart game. At times goals were hard to come by, but they got that little flurry in the first period and then kind of controlled the game after that point.
Yeah, they did it. There was almost clear that Blaine would have to do something special to, but once they got their first goal, well, Maple Grove was having none of it. They just didn't let him get a good opportunity to put the puck in the net. And to be honest with you, Hyder, as a freshman, really stepped up too. He played very well tonight. Made all the saves he needed to make, and he made that one big one on Hillman there. And I think that sucked the life out of Blaine just a tad. So congratulations to Crimson as they move on to the second championship.
It'll be the Crimson and the Cougars for the title at Aldrich. We will be back to wrap things up. We'll hear from the Crimson in just a moment here. Your final, Maple Grove 3, Blaine nothing.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to the Ice Forum in Champlin. Maple Grove is headed to the Section 5 AA Championship after a 3-0 win over Blaine. We're joined by just a couple of the many great players who had great games for Maple Grove, starting with Jared Camerata. And I thought your team really responded well after Blaine had a good start to this game. You got that 2-goal burst in the first period. What kind of turned things your way there?
The first couple of shifts we were really scared. I don't know, we looked nervous, but once we scored that goal, we kind of calmed down. Then we got another one right away, and we just kept rolling from there.
Well, your line really clicked tonight. Was that a typical performance for your line, or I thought you guys looked really good?
We struggled a couple games before, but the past 3 games we've been scoring, making plays, so that's perfect.
You head into the final now. Obviously, you saw Centennial twice. One game was a real good game for your team. The second one was not as good. What has to happen for the Crimson to come out on top?
We got to stay out of the box first, but Centennial's a good team, and we're going to battle with them. So.
How much fun is this? I know a lot of you guys have been together for quite a while, a lot of seniors on this team. How much fun has this whole season been, and now to have a chance to play for a spot in the state tournament?
Yeah, it's really fun. We've been battling all year, and last year we were really upset with our loss in the second final, so this year we're really going for it. It's more business than more fun. So.
All right, congratulations on the win, and good luck in the final.
Thank you.
And Hunter House had a great game tonight as well, and we talked about that first goal. You had such good vision on that. That play looked like something you guys had worked on a lot.
Yeah, definitely. We work on those zone entries all the time in practice, and by this time we've been playing together since youth hockey, and it kind of comes natural now. We just like to make those plays together, and it goes well.
You guys were able to limit their chances pretty well, but your young goalie had a couple of really big saves. One especially. Talk about his play tonight and how much confidence you have in him right now.
Yeah, we've had a lot of confidence in him in this season. He's really been holding up for a young kid, and he's made a lot of big plays, kept us in the game, and staying on top like that, like he did today, that unbelievable save.
You guys have obviously faced Blaine a lot of times coming up and in high school hockey. How special is it to be able to win a game against a team that's been a rival over the years?
Yeah, tonight's really special. We've played them a lot in the sections past years, and so we've been kind of accustomed to it, but glad we came out on top tonight, and it helped. It was a really good win.
Centennial's obviously a very good team. They kind of breezed through tonight. What do you expect in that game? What kind of a game should that be?
I'm expecting a good high-intensity game, and I think it'll be a good battle for us, and hopefully we can come out on top.
Congratulations. Nice performance here tonight. Have fun in that final.
Yeah, thank you.
Hunter House and Jared Camerata for the Maple Grove Crimson, as again they beat Blaine tonight 3-0 in the Section 5 semifinals. They will get Centennial over at Aldrich Arena for the Section Championship coming up on Thursday. Hope you've enjoyed this one here with Dan Ficken. I'm Jay Wilcox. So long from Champlin.